All right, it's the 21st of Jan. It's a Tuesday. We've got about 30 minutes to the New York Open. Let's get to the charts in a second. I think the sound is good. Yeah, I think the sound is good. Okay, just a second. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, all right. 30 minutes to the New York Open. It's a new week. Yesterday was a US bank holiday, so I didn't trade. Let's quickly take a look at the news calendar and see what the week has in store for us. Okay, so this week there's nothing much happening. There's no news. Okay, so Tuesday, Wednesday there is nothing, which is today and tomorrow there is nothing. Thursday unemployment claims shouldn't do much. Friday there is manufacturing, PMI shouldn't also do much, right? These are very uh, in terms of importance, very low. So they shouldn't do much. But having said that, Trump is in office now. Okay, so these news events, if I remember 2016 and 2017 correctly, these news events did bring in uh, volume, right? Quite a bit of volume. Because when he was in office, these news events that usually don't bring any volume did uh, bring in a fair amount of volume. But Tuesday, Wednesday, there's nothing. So let's take a look at let's look at Thursday and see if the same thing happens again. If we start seeing, I mean, this week and next week, we start seeing more volume come in on these unimportant news events. Okay. All right, let's get to the chart. Yeah, just a second. All right, daily. What's happening? Let's take a look at the weekly first. See where the weekly candle closed. So weekly candle closed the doji at a decision level, right? So the decision level was 2700. That's a decision price level. We closed above it, but we closed the doji. So when you close a doji, a bullish doji, right at a decision point, that very likely means the price is heading higher, right? And already in a day and a half, price has already moved up about 440 pips. So we are heading higher. We are bullish at the moment. Price should continue higher on the higher time frames, right? I mean, that doesn't mean that on the daily. I mean, that doesn't mean on the lower time frames that you can't take sells. You can, but on the high time frame, which means the weekly and the daily, we are pushing higher. Okay, so if you look at the daily now, we have a little more information than the weekly. We see that price has broken above these two resistance levels right here, right? We've broken above. If you start to see 4-hour candles close above these levels, above 2715, that means we're heading to 2750 next. Okay, so 2750 is about 240 pips away. We should get there. Now, right at 2750 is a daily supply level, a clean drop. I had mentioned this several times last week and even before. Retail traders call this the waterfall effect, right? So you have a drop, a base, and a drop. It's like a waterfall. Okay, I don't know why they call that, but that's what they call it, a drop, base, drop. Just give me a second. Okay. um, so price is heading right there. There is a supply level there. Now price has come quite close to it. It's touched these wicks, right? The wicks below. It's touched these wicks below here. And this candle has come very close to it, touch even more wicks. So I don't know if it's going to reverse, but 2750 is a good area to look for sells if you want to take a high RR trade, right? It's very likely we are going to get some sort of reversal there at 2750 to drop down, right? So if you do get in sells there, then keep in mind that it'll be a good idea to have a runner, right? So bring your stops to break even and let the trade run, because your runner might bring in a lot of gain. So don't be in a hurry to close a trade in profit if you get an entry above 2750 or thereabouts. Now again, we have to go to the lower time frames and look for confirmations before taking a trade there. We got to go and check if there is a zone there, and so on and so forth, right? So we're going to do all of that next. Let's go to our trading chart. Okay, let's just do a quick recap of what happened on Friday, right? So this is where we stopped on Friday. These were the zones. And I think what I had said, one of the things I'd given out two trade ideas. I said, be patient. It's a Friday. Don't try to rush any trades. But if you see M30 resistance form, because I said price is flatlining, so wait for confirmation on the 30-minute time frame instead of on the 15-minute time frame. So wait for 30-minute confirmation. So there is a 30-minute resistance form there, right at that that high liquidity, the high liquidity candle. And then if you go down, so this candle closed at 1930 server time from IC market server time. Yeah, this candle right here closed at 1930. So if you go to the 15-minute, uh, this is the close of the candle. This is the last. Yeah, this one right. This is the close of the candle. That's the pullback, right? So the candle price pullback. You can enter because it's pulling back to this candle body right here. Okay, so you can enter. You can take a touch trade there. I would have liked to see a retest of 2715, but it's towards the end of the day, so it's unlikely price is going to come back to 2715 to retest, because it's towards the end of the day, end of the week. So price is already exhausted, so it just continued down about 240 pips all the way down. But that would have been the best candle to enter on, because that's a retest of this big candle right here. That's a liquidity candle right there. Okay, so that would have been the trade to take one down. And then where is it coming to? It's coming to the next level of liquidity, which is what? The BRN. That's the closest level of, because it's at the EMAs. It's at the EMAs, already crossed the EMAs, so it's at the EMAs anyway. So the next level is here. That's the liquidity area, 2700. So that's where you should have taken partial profits there, and then maybe held for further down. But that happened, I think, on Monday. This drop happened on Monday, right? Okay, let's clean all of this and start our analysis again. So this is the prep work that I do every day. It takes about 30 minutes. Let's apply, just bring that label over there. Bring that label over there. Let's get rid of this also. Okay, good enough. We've cleared everything in about a 460, 470 pip range. We've cleared everything. Okay, so now we start. I'm not going to delete I don't delete these zones because price hasn't come to these zones yet, right? So it doesn't make sense in deleting all these zones and redrawing them when price gets there. They've been drawn correctly. They've been drawn in the past during this prep time on the streams. So it's very easy to go back if you want to see how those zones are drawn and take a look at it, right? Okay, so let's start with the demand. Okay, that's the easiest, the most obvious. We have a rally, we have 4 basin candles, and we have a rally here. So let's it's a very obvious demand level, right? When I see very obvious demand levels like this, I generally try to inspect them further on the 1 hour, but for now we're going to leave it like this. Okay, we have rally 1 2 3 4 5 four base in candles and the rally up. So rally base rally, this is the leg in, the base, and the leg out, right? And the reason I said that is I want to inspect it on a lower time frame is because when it's so easy, um, it's not meant to be so easy. It's meant to be a little bit tougher. So there might be a zone higher up here, right at this weekly, this weekly support level. So we're going to take a look at on a smaller time frame. We're going to take a look at this area, but for now we're going to keep this like this. Okay, so that's the first one. Then the second one is you have this a drop, two basin candles, and a rally. The reason this is a basin candle is because this candle has more wick, more collective wick than body. Okay, so let's draw that zone there. Now price has already come into it, so I'm going to have to bring it down further. Okay, and again we're going to take a look at this on the 1 hour time frame. And then we have this zone. Again, price hasn't come into it yet, so the open of this candle is 855 and the low of this is 937. Yeah, so it hasn't come to this zone yet, so I'm going to keep that as it is. Okay, so let's put in the values here. This open is 174, 157, 157, 174, and this low is 937, 737. Okay, this low is 137. Okay, so those are the demand zones, right? And that's covered about 350 pips to the downside. Let's extend this to the right as well. Okay, and let's extend the high liquidity candle to the right as well. That should be good enough. We're covered about 430 pips to the downside. That should be good. Let's bring this label here. We're going to take a look at these high liquidity candles in these areas later on, right? But for now, this is the closest demand level. Now let's look at supply. We've got about 15-16 minutes for NY open, so we've got to hurry up. Okay, so I'm going to extend this to the right because price hasn't come to this zone yet, right? So this zone that is from early on is here. It's okay, so I'm going to readjust this zone now. I'm going to readjust because price is there. So all of these are basin candles, right? That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 basin candles in this space. So that's the leg in. That's the leg in. That's the drop. That's the base. And that's the drop. Okay. So I'm going to bring this down here. And this open is 852. Closes 853. 852. Okay. Let's go see what the so price is already tapped into it, right? We've tapped into that. Yeah, so that's the correct level. We've tapped into it already. Let's extend this to the right as well. And let's just take a look at it and see if that's drawn correctly. You have a rally, yeah, so that is kind of correct. This would be the rally. These are the three basin candles. So I would bring this 49.79 here. 49.79. Okay, and this is the high 49.97. High 49.97. 49.7. 51.7. Okay, that's 51.7, and this high is 49.73. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so we are covered about 300 pips. Let's draw another zone here. Now that's a new zone. Sorry. Now, again, this would be the base because that's the leg in. These are all these candles here are part of a range, or you can also consider this as the base. Yeah, I would maybe like that. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame on that. Yeah, that's correct. See, it's clear on the 1 hour, right? You can see the leg out. That's the correct leg out. This is where price left the zone. It left, it never tried to come back. Okay, so if you consider that as a leg out, and that candle is a part of then this candle, right? So we'll have to bring the zone here instead of up there. So this open 5.7, close 5.957, and the high is 983, 90.10. Seven five seven 790. Okay. Let's quickly save this. Okay, cool. Now we've covered quite a bit of area to the upside, about 600 pips to the upside, about 470 pips to the downside, so that's good enough. Okay, now next thing, these zones, we're going to see which of them are high liquidity zones and which are not. So let's do that next. Let's look at this demand. Is this a high liquidity zone? Has it taken out anything on the left? Yes, this zone here has taken out this demand. It's you can see it on the 4. We don't need to go down to the 1 hour for this. We can see a rally, a base, and the drop, and this move up, this candle up, took out that zone there, right? So this obviously is a high liquidity zone. Okay, this zone down here, is it a high liquidity zone? It should be, because also it seems to have taken out something here to the left. Let's look at it on the 1 hour. Yeah, so this move up took out this supply right here. So you have a drop, two basin candles and a drop, and this move up, this candle right here took out that, right? So you can see that this candle, this wick, broke above this high, and it took out that supply, and then the next candle also broke above this high and took out. So these two candles left the zone and broke above that 1 hour supply. So this also is a high liquidity zone. Okay, so we bring that, copy that label down. Okay, this is already marked from last week. Let's look at supply. Now this is a high liquidity zone. We've marked it, we've had it marked for a while. We're going to just bring the label across, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw the high liquidity candle. So I'm going to delete this, so that because it's been there for I think maybe over a month. I think I drew it. Yeah, it's been there for a couple of months. So let's redraw that, okay? Because it's been there since November, since the beginning of November, right? So that zone is a very large zone. It's a 200 pip zone. So we're going to take a look at that zone. Now, before we do that, let's look at the, let's just save this again. This zone up here, is that a high liquidity zone? It should be. did this supply take out any demand? Yes, it did. So this supply here, this move down, took out this demand, right? You can see price came eventually. You can see this candle broke that to move down. So this is a high liquidity zone. So just copy that label. And the one above also should be a high liquidity zone because that zone goes all the way back here. And you can see that that move down took out this demand here. Easy, that's easy to spot. You have a rally, two basin candles. I'll zoom in, rally, two basin candles, and a rally. And this move down took out that demand, okay? So that too is a high liquidity zone. Okay, done. Now, next is where we identify a high liquidity candle. Let's just clean up the chart before we do that. Okay, so let's start with a high liquidity candle now. Save this. Now, if price is closer to supply than it is to demand, right? Obviously, it's closer to supply than it is to demand. So let's look at this supply zone, which is a 200 pip zone, 210 pip zone. If we can spot a high liquidity candle. So let's look left. Let's put a line here and see where price has reacted. So it reacted to 32.94. 32.94, and let's see why price reacted there. Okay, why do we have 150 pip plus pip drop there, 150 pip drop from this 2732.94? As I said, price never does anything in the middle of nowhere. There is always a reason for it. So we're gonna take a look at that, right to the left. See why price reacted there. Okay, that's exactly why it reacted, right? Now let's see here. Let's start from the 1 hour time frame. Where are we? Yeah, there. Okay, so that's the 1 hour. Now we're looking for the largest candle on the 1 hour time frame, right? There's a big candle there, but that candle is outside the zone. The next largest candle is this candle right here, right? So that candle is a 114 pip candle, right? Everything is this bigger. Yeah, that's bigger. This candle is bigger. It's a 137 pip candle. So this is the largest 1 hour candle. And what's the low of this? 3308. Yeah, so we almost touched it. Did anything else that's bigger? No, this is the largest one. What about this? Okay, so we're going to mark this candle, right? Spot the largest one, we're going to mark it. 671 308. 671 3.08. Okay, now let's go down to the 30-minute and see if that candle is still the largest candle, right? Here there is nothing. It's a very wide zone. It had about, I think, 14 candles in the base, so that's why there's a lot of candles to check. This candle is fairly big. That's a 100 pip candle, and then we have this candle, which is still 132 pip candle. Okay, and then this one smaller. This one also smaller, 127 pip. Okay, that's 127, close to this. So just bring this down, 3356, 56. Okay, let's go down to the 15 minute. I think, did I miss anything? So let's go down to the 15 minute. It's a lot of candles to check. It's a lot of candles to check. It's a 100 pip candle. 92, 105. It's bigger. Hundred pips. Ooh, also 100 pips. 76. Ah, there we go. That's the candle. This one. Right here. 127 pip candle. On the 15 minute. Right? This candle right here. Let's go down to the 5 minute very quickly. Yeah. But I'm good to stay on the 15 on the 15 minute. Yeah. Because even on the 5 minute there's a candle that's 94 pips. And there isn't any other candle that's bigger than 94 pips on the 5 minute. This one. 99, this 5 minute candle. This low is 30.55. Let's bring it here. Just want to check this for a second. 30.55. Yeah, perfect. That's the candle right there. That's the spot. See that candle? And right, that 15-minute candle is right there. Okay, so now we know why price reversed 150 pips. Now it's clear. Okay, now we can get rid of this. Can get rid of this. This low 30.72 and the high 350. So 350, 30.74. Low 30.72, sorry. 30.72. Okay. Now that's perfect. That makes sense, right? Now you know why there's a reaction here, and price has come. Price has just barely tapped the liquidity candle. The liquidity candle is 128 pip candle. We've come about 23 pips into it. So we are very likely to get another reaction here to push down. Okay. Now we have a kind of a roadmap. Okay, so we've got a minute more for the NY Open. Anyway, we'll just take a look at the zone up because I don't take any trades until the first 15-minute candle closes. At least I don't look for any setups until the first 15-minute candle of the New York session. That first 15-minute candle closes. Okay, so we've got about 15 minutes more for our analysis. Okay, let's look at the zone above. Just select this, go to the left and see if price gets through this candle. If it gets through this, where is it coming? It's coming to obviously the BRN, right, which is 2750. But is there a liquidity candle in this zone? So on the 1 hour we have this big candle, but half of that candle is outside the zone. So that's a 200 pip candle. Let's go down to the 30 minute. Then we've got, yeah, we can't consider this candle because this is outside the zone. So let's look at this. This is 108 pips. This is 89 pips. Okay, so this one, maybe this one, it's 110. Let's mark that candle. Um, 902, 812. On the 15-minute, that candle's 88 pips, and this one is also 80, yeah, same. It's a 90 pip candle. It's a 90 pip candle. It's an 88 pip candle. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Yeah, this candle right here on the 30-minute. It's a 30-minute candle, because on the 15-minute, it's that 89. Yeah, this one right here. That's the candle. So 706, and the low is 812. 706, 812, perfect. Okay, and that candle lines up exactly with this wick to the left, where we start at the base. Perfect, right? So, and that runs right through the BRN, which is better than this one. Right? That's outside the BRN, but it's right inside the BRN. So if we break this high here, we're going another 40, 50 pips. We're going another 60 pips up to the BRN, right? Now, I think is that good? Maybe further up. I think that's good for today. We don't need to. We've covered, yeah, about 300 pips to the upside. Okay. Now let's take a look at. We said we're going to take a look at this area on the 4. There was obvious demand, which is this rally, 4 basin candles rally. Let's go to the 1 eye and inspect that area closer. Yeah, that seems fair. That seems fair. That's the leg in. All of that is part of the base. And then we have a clean rally with no break here. 30-minute, yeah, there's no break. So this is the largest candle. Okay, let's start the same process. Look, now we're going to identify the high liquidity candle in this zone, right? That's the next step. So in this zone, what's the largest bull candle? The 1 hour bull candle is this, but that's leaving outside the zone. That's outside the zone. So let's look at the 30-minute time frame. It would be this, right? So that's a 103 pip, 104 pip candle. That is smaller. So let's just mark this candle. 363.18. Okay, let's go down to the 15-minute. And then, what's this candle? That's 58 pips. And this one is 78 pips. Yeah, we can come down here. And this high is 1107. Okay. Okay, so that's the liquidity candle down here, right? And that liquidity candle is right where the EMAs are. So the EMAs are passed, now price is above the EMAs. So we are bullish, as I said at the beginning. But we're going to take a look at this zone and see if there's a liquidity candle, because these liquidity levels or these liquidity candles, they may work during the week, right? So it may, if not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, maybe the next day, or sometime later in the future. So it's good to know how to draw these. Since we have time, we have another 10 minutes. Okay, so here, if price comes down, that's 160 pip drop. Yeah, we should be covered, but let's just draw this one as well. So here there is a wick, okay? Instead of a liquidity candle, there's a wick. When you see wicks like this, you got to pay attention to them, okay? Let's look at the 30-minute time. This is the one now. This is the largest candle right now, 66 pips. So let's just mark that candle for now. Might change later when we go down a time frame. Got that. That's 38 pips. This is bigger. $56, $58. Go to the 15-minute time frame. 58, 35, 46, 40, 40. Let's go to the 5-minute. Yeah, still that candle. There's nothing on the 5-minute, so it's that candle right there. So this candle, 808, 228. 228. Okay, done. Right? Now we're going to pay attention to this BR. If price comes here down over the next few a day or 2 days or 3 days, then you're going to watch this area 2700. You might get a bounce to go up. It might not come to the liquidity candle. So we're going to pay attention to that later on, right? All right. So prep work is all done. It took about just over 30 minutes, 35 minutes, but this is most of the work is done. To now we have an understanding, almost like a roadmap of where price is going next, right? That's the purpose of these, of kind of drawing these. Let's just save this. Okay, so price is heading higher, right? That's what it's doing. It's heading higher. Let's now inspect closer. No top wick. We might go above that. Let's look at the 30-minute. Yeah, no top wick. So for sure, we're going to go above this high, right? Price is going to break this high for sure. Okay, we're going to break this high and we're going to go further into this liquidity candle to grab more liquidity for price if price needs to go down. Now again, if it doesn't find enough liquidity in this liquidity candle to push price down, what will it do? It'll go to the next liquidity candle or the next liquidity level, the next area of liquidity, which is one of these 5 areas, right? So if it doesn't find liquidity here at the current liquidity candle, it'll go to either the BRN 2750 or the next liquidity candle, right? So it'll go to either the BRN or the next liquidity candle, okay? One of those two. There are 2 areas above this where price can grab liquidity to go down. All right. Okay, so we should break this high. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, we should break this high pretty easily. Might even break this high. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah, but it'll break this high. This high, I don't know. Let's see if price comes up and breaks this candle high right here. Let's just get there here. Yeah, this is the start of the 15-minute candle. This side. If you break this, then we're coming deeper inside, and yeah, So now here's what they're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's go to the 30-minute. Taking a sell from here is a counter trend trade. Yes, because price is above the EMAs, we're bullish. If you go to the daily, we're bullish. If you go to the 4-hour, we're bullish. We've made high lows and high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, and let's see if we're going to make a high high, right? So I want to wait for some sort of confirmation because it's a counter trend trade. So when I'm taking counter trend trades, I always, maybe not always, but most of the time, 95% of the time, I wait for M30 support or resistance to form and then take the trade, right? So let's see what price does. I want to see M30 resistance. I want to see a break above this high first. I want to see price break this high because there is liquidity above it. This is a London session. So above the London, this is the London high. Above this London high is liquidity, right? Uh, Above the London high is liquidity for price to push down. So I'd like to see first price break this M30 high because there is no top wick here. We break, we go in here, and then I want to see M30 resistance form to take a sell trade to come down, right? I'm not in no rush at all to force a trade. I'm going to um, patiently wait for me to see something that I'm used to, right? I've visualized something, so I want. So the first thing is that I want to see price break above this M30 candle high because there is no wick above. There is no wick on this candle, no top wick. And then I want to see price come in here. I want to see how price reacts to this liquidity candle, and then once I see how it reacts, I want to see M30 resistance form. So I don't know if it's going to form in the next 30 minutes or the next hour or the next hour and a half, but I want to see something form for price to come down, right? And if it comes down, where is it coming to? To the weekly support level, 2715, and then further down to the liquidity candle. So it's 150, 60 pip drop to the weekly support level, and further down about a 208, 210 pip drop. So we've got to be patient and wait for price to come in here. It might happen with NY open, it might happen with NYSE open, right? So just have to patiently wait. And now that I've visualized something, I want to patiently wait. Now that we are waiting, we've got about 2 minutes for the 15-minute candle to close. Let's take a quick look at what price has done so far for the day. Right, this was the candle open, this was the daily open. This was the daily open right here. Sorry. Yeah, here, right? This was the daily candle open. Price went up, came down. That's the Asian low. Then went all the way up here, here. Asian high. Asian low. $290. What's happening? Then that's the Asian high right there. Yeah, this would be the Asian high. Then London session opened here. That would be the London high. Then price came down 11. This would be the London low. Okay, so this high is 294.2729. Okay, right, so here's what's happened. Price opened here, came down, created the Asian low. We pushed quite a bit up in the Asian sessions, about 240 pips, right? Price pushed up. We tried to go further up. We couldn't. We touched the H4 supply zone and pushed down, and then we closed above, and we went up and created the London high. And then price closed back below the Asian low, the Asian high, sorry, price created the London high. 15-minute candle closed below the Asian high. So this would have been the kind of confirmation to take the trade coming down. And then we created the London low. Price went up, came, retested the London low right at the EMAs, and now is pushing back up and has closed above the pre-NY session, has closed above the Asian high, and we're heading back towards the London high. So now we need to see if you're going to reject the London high and push back down, or are we going to close above and maybe go further up? Okay, close above the London high, go further up, or are we going to reject the highs because there's liquidity, as I said before, there's liquidity above the London high. So are we going to go up there, grab that liquidity, then close a bearish and come down? Is that what's going to happen? Right, so we're going to patiently wait for to see what happens when price gets here. Now it's supposed to break this M30 candle high, right here. So this high is 29.83. We should comfortably break this high, this candle high right here. And then once it does, let's see if it's going to come up and break the London high as well. And then once it crosses that line, the London high, this line here that I've put in, let's see what price does. Now that line is at roughly 2733, right? So what's price going to do above 2733? Is it going to create some sort of resistance to indicate that it's heading back down, or is it going high? Because what I would like to see, I would like to see a candle close, M30 candle close below, preferably a M30, even an M15 candle close below the London high, right? M15 candle close below the London high. Preferably, safer is an M30 candle close below the London high to confirm that price is coming down. In terms of buys, there is this liquidity candle. Now, why is this a liquidity candle? It doesn't show, it makes no sense. Like if you look at this candle, you think, okay, this candle is in the middle of nowhere. How is this a liquidity candle? If you go down to the 30-minute, that 1 hour candle, that liquidity grab is from the EMAs, right? Now it makes sense. We grab liquidity from the EMAs because the EMAs are an area of liquidity, right? 5 key areas of liquidity, the EMAs are one of them, okay? So now it makes sense. It's a liquidity grab from the EMAs to push up, okay? So if you look at the 15-minute, yeah, that's the candle, perfect candle to take price up. That happened after in between the London and the pre-NY session. Price pushed up. Yeah, now we've crossed that M30 candle high, right? This high was 29.83. We've crossed above it. We've broken the high. Let's see what price does. So what I mean is if price is coming down, this candle is important because that EMA is a liquidity grab of that EMA is a part of this big candle is a part of those EMAs, right? That run across it. This big candle. So grab liquidity from the EMAs and this candle. Okay, it did not need to come to the next level of liquidity, which is weekly support. It didn't need to do that. It grabbed liquidity from the EMAs and then pushed up, and there is a candle there. So also let's see on the it's 80 pip candle. It's a 103 pip candle. Let's go for the 15-minute. Yeah. So you just have to, if price does come down, we've got to keep in mind these EMAs are here before price gets to 2715. So it might, what it did before, it might do again. So we just have to be careful. Watch price if it comes down. If it comes down, just be cautious. Okay. All right. What's happening? 15 minutes still. Okay. So we got about 7.5 minutes for the 30 minutes, about 8 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. I'll be back in a bit. We're going to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. I want to see where this candle is going to close. Is it going to go high? Is it going to close below? We got about 7.5 minutes for that. Okay. So I'll be back in a bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see, a minute and a half for the 30-minute candle to close. Got to wait for the candle to close. Might close bullish. We have to wait. Okay, 30-minute close bullish as expected. Um, so we're going to wait. We have to wait another 30 minutes, see if what happens. Price comes back up here. We have to wait because right now we're bullish. There is no sign of any reaction or reversal or a retracement. Nothing. That's a doji, right? That's a doji. That means there is no information apart from the fact that this candle broke this high, which is on the 15 and 30-minute. It broke this high. This candle as a 15-minute candle has no information for us, but on the 30-minute, um, it's closed a bullish candle, and on the prices of this candle price has broken this high as expected, right? So we have to now wait uh, to see what happens next. We've got to wait for another 30-minute candle because all we have is this candle here. This is the NY open candle. They're pushing bullish. This is a break. This candle broke this low. This broke this low. Yeah, we're heading higher. We're heading higher. Yeah, we should be heading higher. We should head here, somewhere here. We should be heading here. I cannot buy. I mean, I'm sure, there are traders who'd be buying probably the breakout or buying up here. I just can't. It's not in my trade plan to buy. Um, just a second. Yeah, I cannot. Yeah, I cannot buy here because we're in supply, right? Just take a closer look at supply. I can bring this candle up here, in fact. Yeah, this is the rally, that's a drop. This open is 29.83. You can bring this up, oops, 29.83. Yeah, that's better. So I just um, readjusted it based on the 1 hour time frame because we have a rally here and we have a clean drop on the 1 hour. So there is a base there. If you go to the 30-minute, there is a base there. If you go to the 15-minute, There is a clear base there. You can see a rally, a base, and a drop. So I just readjusted it to that. Okay, that's all I did. But it's still a 4-hour zone. It's still a 4-hour zone based off these candles right here, right? 14 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 candles, right? Just readjusted it based off on the 1 hour. That's all I did, based off the 1 hour. Okay. Um, we have to wait. Price should break. This candle should break the high. Yeah, the price. I mean, you can take buys. You can put your stop loss under this here, and you can take a buy because we are heading higher. I I just don't want to. I don't want to because I'm buying right inside just under supply. I don't want to because if price does react here to the London high and pulls back down, then I would regret taking that buy because when I know that price is just like 35 pips away from the London high, there's a barrier there. The London, it pushed back once, right? 160 pips, and we know why it pushed back because of the liquidity candle. So we're like what 15 pips away from the liquidity candle. So you got to just be patient and wait and see what price action we get up here. If I'm to take buys, I want to take buys further down, right? But sells somewhere here or buys further down here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, Market is slow. It, let's see what happens. I mean, this week there's no news this week, nothing of any significance. But next week, so this is what the news calendar looks like next week, right? Next week we've got interest rate decisions, right? So um, that's going to bring in volume on Thursday, right? So Thursday, Friday, we're going to have a fair amount of volume. Also, end of the month, last day of the month, last day of the week, last day of the month also on Friday. So you might see a continuation trade or a pullback trade on Friday, continuation for the candle close or a pullback for the candle close. Okay, so we're going to focus attention on Thursday, Friday next week. You got to remember every day is not a trading day, right? You got to remember that every day you might not get a setup. and that's absolutely fine. That's how trading is. It's um, you know, it's a if you're patient, you'll be rewarded. You have to be patient. This might be a pullback to go up. If price comes here, I might just take a buy. Yeah, I might take a buy now. Yeah, I might take a buy here. Okay. Stop loss because it's come to that optimal level. Stop loss under here, 24 pips. Um, anticipating a move up, right? Um, okay. Stop loss just under this candle here, right? Because the reason for this is my setup. This candle broke this low, this candle. Now, it's a very risky trade because we've got the London Eye here, but I will get out. If price moves up, I'm going to get out somewhere there in about 40, 50 pips, okay? Um, but my stop loss is going to go under this candle. So this candle low is 490 and this high is 3006. 3006, 490. 18 modifier. Yeah. 27 2490. 2790. Stop loss under that candle. Okay. On the 30 minutes, it's under that candle. Anticipating price to push up. It's a very, very risky trade. I don't usually take these trades like this. I never do, but that's the setup, and we are pushing higher. We've tapped that. We should be pushing at least to the London high. But because we've tapped supply, we can easily come down. That is why it's a very risky trade. And I don't like, honestly, I don't like this. I'm very uncomfortable this trade, but I just took it anyway. That would have been a better entry, 2726.19. So that would have been, if we get there, then that's about a 13 pip stop loss, which is kind of okay to take about 50, 60 pips out of it, right? But let's see if we come up. Now, where I want to get out is at the London high. So 2732, 2732. Okay, it's about 50 pips, and then at 2735. 2735. Okay, that's about 77 pips, right? 50 and 77 pips. That's where I want to get out next. And stop loss is here, just under this candle, under this 15-minute candle. I've just kept a little bit of a wiggle room. I call that wiggle room basically for in case price just spikes down. Okay, I usually keep about a 4 pip wiggle room or a 4 pips under the end of the fib or above the end of the fib or under the end of the fib. That's on IC markets. But if you have if you're trading with a broker that has a larger spread than this, then you need to probably increase that. But it's about 1 pip on IC markets, right? Anything between 0.6, I mean 6 points and 1.2 pips. That is the ideal spread. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, we are bullish. Broken this high, but this is a again, I'm repeating, it's a very, very risky trade. It is not a trade that I would usually take. In fact, I'm very uncomfortable with this trade that I've taken because it's a very risky trade because of where the trade is. Now, if this setup here on the 15-minute, if this exact setup, so we have two low breaks, this candle broke this low and this candle broke this low. If that happened, right, at the EMAs, lot better, a lot more comfortable, a lot better. Why? Because I know it's grabbing liquidity from the EMAs, and also there's a lot of higher profit potential, a big move up. But here there is hardly any move up at 50 pips at best, about 50, 60 pips. That's it. So not a good trade. But I've risked a very small lots just to take a trade here. It's about a 23 pip risk. Let's see if we can go past this candle. If we go past this candle, we should get into this candle and break this high. But we have to go past this high here. It's a 30-minute high. Yeah. Price has to break this 30-minute high to get into that 15-minute candle, this one. And then we should break this high. Yeah, another doji, another nothing candle. So when you have candles close like this, dojis side by side, nothing, no information. So we have to go off this information, still off the information of this candle. And this candle is bullish, right? So far. But these are nothing, just dojis. They have no information whatsoever. So price can easily push back down, come break this low, stop us out. That's all possible because there is no information that price is going up yet. There's no sign that price is heading up. We're just creating wicks. We're coming down. NY session has so far brought no volume at all. We just close in dojis. Yeah, we might have this until NYSE open. Let's see if NYSE open brings in volume. NY open has brought in nothing, absolutely nothing. No volume in NY open. I will have to wait for maybe NYSE session, NYSE open to see if there's going to be volume. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to be here for maybe another 40 minutes to the NYSE open, and then let's see if this trade works out. Good. If it doesn't, then I'm going to close the trade. If I price comes has to come back, maybe manage risk, and then call it a day in about 40 minutes. Yeah. And as always, I will give out maybe an idea or two for later on in the NY session for those who are trading uh, after the NYSE open. I generally keep the streams to a couple of hours from around 7:30 a.m. EST till about 9:30 a.m. EST. Usually, it's about 2 hours. Sometimes I go a little over if there is if there's a lot of volume, if there's a lot of news, lots of volume. If I'm in a trade, for any one of those reasons, I sometimes have hold the streams for a little longer, but otherwise it's usually 2 hours on there. So let's see. Right now there is nothing. Price is just closing dojis. There is no movement at all. I've got this trading. So what I'm going to do is this. If let's see how we can manage risk. Yeah. So if price, here's what we're going to do. If price comes, I'm going to wait for this 1 hour candle to close. After the 1 hour candle closes, if price comes back and break below the 1 hour low, then I'll close everything. Right? It's no point holding it. If you break below the 1 hour low, that means they're coming down. They're coming down to maybe this area here or this area here. So it's no point holding. I'll close everything. 25.44. 25. Okay, that's how I'm going to manage risk. Yeah, so that low. It's also that low is on the 15-minute. Yeah, on the 30-minute also you get that candle. So basically it's the 1 hour candle low, but I'm going to wait for the 1 hour to close first. So this candle needs to close. It's got about 7.5 minutes for this candle to close. Going to wait for this candle to close, and then if price comes and breaks the 1 hour low, yeah, then I'm going to close everything. It's 28 pips. Price is struggling because there is no volume. Yeah. There's nothing happening. It's just nothing. Probably close another doji. It's no volume. It's no volume at all. Yeah, one hour seems like it's going to close the doji. As soon as you break this low, I'm going to close everything. There's no point in holding. So let's take about a 18 pip loss on that. That's it. Might possibly come down to this candle here before we head up. This candle here. Yeah, this one. We'll relook at it. If we get to that candle in the next 15-30 minutes, then let's relook at if you see if there's an opportunity for buys. But right now there's nothing. It's just there's no volume to go up. 30-minute, let's see, is probably going to close resistance right here. M30 might close bearish. 2.5 minutes for the candle to close. Yeah, okay, so we're coming down to break the low. Just gonna close. Yeah, so closed those two. Just got that one open there. Okay, that's a 1 hour. We formed a 1 hour low. Yeah, we're coming down. Oops. Okay, that's it. That's it. It was a very risky trade, but managed risk. Yeah. So lost about 18 pips there. I think sells are going to be later on, much later today. Gotta patiently wait. Maybe put a alert somewhere here above these highs, maybe around above 2733, about 2733, yeah, 2733, 2734. Put an alert and watch price, see what price does. Right now we closed a doji on the 1 hour, so that's nothing. We're just no information. On the 30-minute, again, very close to a doji. I wouldn't consider this as real M30 resistance. High. Maybe, yes, maybe. Yeah, we can take a sell here. Yeah, price to come down. Um, this candle broke this high, this broke this high. Yeah, maybe come down here. Created M30 resistance, pull back to come here, back to the EMAs. Yeah, 3006 544. 3006. Twenty-seven, 21. 75. Twenty-seven, 21. Let's see if we can get here. Put the stop loss above the London high for now. Yeah, 2732.94. Okay. Anticipating price to come to, yeah, 2719, 2720. To 760. Okay. The reason I took those sells is because we did form some sort of M30 resistance. We tapped above that high, grabbed liquidity, came closed a bearish candle, but we didn't reach that, so we rejected because this candle has already tapped the liquidity candle, the London session. So sometimes if it does if it does tap into the liquidity candle, it does not need to necessarily do it again if it's grabbed enough liquidity to go down. So in the NY session, we tapped just the high of that candle to grab liquidity above it, and we closed an M30 bearish candle forming resistance, also creating a kind of a doji, bearish doji, and we've closed below the Asian low, 30-minute has closed below the Asian low. So we should be coming at least down to the London low, back to the London low, right? The 30-minute has closed below the Asian low, which is this high here. Yeah, this high right here, 707, 707. Close below that. This candle closed below that. So anticipate, push down here. Stop loss above the London high. Let's see if we can get there. The EMAs are right there, so TP around the EMA, partial TP is around the EMA, and then the next one closer to the slower EMA, also closer towards weekly support 2715. Okay, so that's about a 115 pip drop if you can get there. Otherwise, it's about a 68, about an 80 pip drop if you can get to here, about 80 pips. Let's see. Yeah, we've got about 20 minutes to the NYSE open. If price goes up here, let's see how I can manage this trade. Maybe if price breaks this high, I'll close one of these trades, probably the one here. But other than that, I'm going to maybe let it run into this candle and above this candle high, and then let's see what happens. But if you get up, break this high, maybe I'll close these two and leave that one, that trade. Also, yeah, that's the only thing to do. $984. Okay. Okay. So let this run. Those will be my two trades for the day, two trade setups for the day. The reason I took another one is because I'm kind of manage risk quite well. So instead of losing about 30 pips on that trade, I'm lost about 18 pips. So it's kind of reason why I took another trade. If you manage risk, then it's always to your benefit. You've lost less than what you plan to lose. Okay. All right. So let this trade play out. Let it play out. But it's not going to do anything. Still, there is no volume. We're still kind of dancing around this area with no volume. Let's see if we can push down. We tried to go up. We couldn't. We reacted to this candle, to the supply level, and we're trying to push down. But price can always come further up to grab liquidity. But we've formed M30 resistance. We closed back below the Asian low. So let's see if that is enough information, if that is enough reason for price to come down back to the EMAs. If that's not enough reason, that means we're going higher. So if we kind of close again above the Asian high and try to and break these wicks. This wick, we break this wick, then we're going higher. So that's why I said maybe at this wick high or this wick high, price comes to any of these two wicks high, then I kind of manage risk on these two positions, probably close these two positions when price breaks these highs. That's how we manage risk. That's the only way you manage risk, so that your wins are bigger always, and your losses are always smaller. That's the only way to stay profitable in this game. You got to keep your losses small and your wins big. 29.57. Stop loss is above this candle, above the London high. So got about 15 minutes for the NYSE open. Let's see what happens. Are we coming further up to grab liquidity here? Or has it got enough liquidity in the London session, grabbed enough liquidity to continue down? – 45 minutes for the 4-hour candle to close as well. No top wick. No top wick on this candle. 15-minute closed with no top wick. Are we heading higher? Is it bullish now? Are we heading higher? I'm gonna just watch this. Yeah. May probably need to manage risk again on this trade. So far there is nothing. There's been no volume at all. The NY session has brought nothing, which has been ranging. Candles closing side by side with nothing. The only sign that we've had is that price has created some sort of resistance and closed below the Asian high. But we are heading higher. We are heading higher. Okay, so I'm going to manage risk again now here. We've broken this. Wait for maybe price to pull back a little bit, and then close some of these trades. We are heading higher. Yeah, so close another 2 trades just at that high there. We've got another 2 trades open here. Let's see if price grabs liquidity above this candle to push down. This high, 31.56. It should. We should. So original stop loss is still above this London high. Let's see if we grab here, liquidity to push down. If we close above this, so if a 15-minute candle closes above this, then I'm closing everything, because that means we're heading higher. So let's see. If we close above this, then there's no point in holding these trades. And that's it. I'm going to call it a day. For those who are trading later on, who are going to be at the charts for the next couple of hours, the trade to look for is M30 resistance to form inside the high liquidity candle, right? That's what you need to look for. M30 resistance form to take a trade down. If not here, then up here. So this is an area of liquidity, high liquidity candle. If M30 resistance, clear M30 resistance does not form inside this and price continues to goes up, that means the liquidity of this area is not enough, and price consumes this liquidity, heads to the next area of liquidity, which is 2750 or BRN, and also the liquidity candle. And then you wait for M30 resistance to form there, and then take the trade down. The safer stop loss is always above the liquidity candle. The more aggressive stop loss is above the M30 candle high, the M30 candle that formed resistance above that high, right? That's the more aggressive stop loss. The more safer stop loss is above the liquidity candle high, right? Above the liquidity candle high. And then wait for trade to come down, and it should come back down to the EMAs or to the weekly support level, 2715. So the EMAs or that. So you have a greater reward potential if you get a trade up here to come down, right? I might look for a trade. I might put an alert and then look for a trade later on in the next, after about a couple of hours from now, right? Let's see if we get up there. If I get stopped out here, then that's the next thing that I'll probably be doing, looking for a sell trade to come down in about an hour and a half from now, to come down. Yeah, in about one hour to 1.5 hours from now, because you have to wait for the 4-hour candle to close. You got to wait for the 4-hour candle to close first, so which is in about 40 minutes from now, and then look for that trade to come down. So about 40 minutes for the 4-hour candle to close, and another maybe 30 minutes after that. So that's why I said an hour and a half. Um, and then look for the setup, a 30-minute candle to close, confirming resistance, and then to come down. Until then, don't do anything. Um, yeah, we are pushing up. Price is pushing up. I want a 15-minute candle close here above this, somewhere in this area. That means it's heading up. No point holding them, close them. But if there is a rejection and a bearish candle close back down, then we might come down. So we got to wait and see. Wait for this 15-minute candle to close, which is also the open of the NYSE. Is the NYSE open? So usually this might be the pullback for NYSE, and the move up could be NYSE volume can come in and take price all the way up. That's very possible. So you got to watch out for that. Soon as we start to break this high, maybe close everything, because that'll be NYSE volume coming in to take price up. Um, yeah, and as soon as that happens, I'm going to close the trades. I'm going to close these. We formed. Have we formed? Yeah, will be. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, tapped into this candle. Yeah, I'm going to close these trades. I'm going to close them. Um, yeah, I'm going to close them. We are heading higher. All right. So that's the end of the stream. Those are my two trade setups for the day. That's the end of the stream. We should be heading higher. The 15-minute candle should close inside the supply zone and head higher. Okay. I'll be back tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST, and we'll do the prep work and wait to see if you have any opportunities. Okay. So it's been almost about 2 hours, and there's nothing. There's been no volume. All right. See you guys tomorrow.